Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Your key to the week this week is the Universe card. So in this deck it's called the Universe, it is the World card. It's a beautiful card in this deck as well. Now remember, this is elevation. This is a card of graduating. This is a card of going to that next level. So in some way, shape or form, life in response to whatever it is that you've been doing is taking you to a new level. In some way, shape or form, you're reaching a new plateau. So I love this for you. The other thing that comes through here as well, I will say, with the World card, you tend to get a completion. So this is going to be a moment where, like for a lot of you, I kind of see you looking back and saying, wow, I can't believe I came from over there. Like this is a moment where you're probably going to be taking a stock of where it is that you've been and what you've achieved up until this point. This is where you step into a new plateau. For some of you, this could be stepping into or onto a new community in some way, shape or form. This is where you're connecting with new people. It's not the Fool card. So it's not just going to be like a completely new venture. It is the World card. So this is going to see you connecting to a new community in some way, shape or form. With that said, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your jumping card, you have... Look at that, right? You've got the Magician card. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. What this tells me is not only are you having a moment where you realize what you're, it's not so much like, oh yes, I've discovered my purpose and now my life can truly begin. But this week it's like you're really feeling yourself. You are in your own element and you understand yourself at a much deeper level. Now remember, the Magician card actually is Mercury. So this is your ruling planet, shows up for you in your actions and options. This is where a lot of you will be initiating something new, maybe not necessarily launching it, maybe not necessarily bringing it out to the world, but you're definitely initiating yourself in some way, shape or form. This is the power squarely in your hands, and the opportunities that are available to you is an opportunity to shine. For some of you, this might be doing some form of public speaking. Maybe that new community that's coming in for you is an invite to speak publicly or to share something. In some way, shape or form, your status is elevating this week and you are being seen in a way that maybe you haven't been up until this point. This could be very, very exciting. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Tower card. So something that you're going to say this week, I'm going to say it. The reason something that you're going to say this week is going to upset the apple cart. Now, the reason I'm laughing when I say that, Gemini has a tendency to do this, right? Not in a open mouth insert foot way, but it's like the mix between factual and curiosity kind of very often gets the better of you guys. So it's like sometimes you'll just drop a little truth bomb in there to see kind of what the result is. As one of my old bosses used to say, she used to say, well, sometimes you just got to throw a few facts around to see what the response is. And I kind of get the feeling that this is what's going to happen for you guys this week. It's like something that you're going to say, because you're not holding back. Like whatever you're verbalizing, whatever you're sharing with the world, you can guarantee that you are, like, there's something here that you are going to, like, you're putting this out or you're saying this. If you are on social media in some way, shape or form, whatever you do say this week, it could upset the apple cart to the point where people are like, well, I'm unfollowing you. I can't believe you know, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's, you know, a critic when you say something that they don't agree with. You know what? Good. The universe is going to the universe is literally going to take the trash out for you. Not to say that other people that don't agree with you are trash, but at the same time, one thing that I really can't stand is, all right, I might not agree with your way of doing things. You might not agree with mine. Does that mean that we have to hate each other, or I'm unfollowing you because you said this? And I haven't got time for anything like that. I really haven't. And it's one of the things that I love about Gemini, because you guys are kind of like, well, whatever. Right? But something that you say this week, and you're very forceful about saying it, something that you're going to say is going to upset the apple cart. So do expect some kind of backlash. might not be a problem or an issue to you. You might just be like, okay, well, whatever. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could be where you break through like a literal plateau. So sometimes when you're studying, you get to that point where your brain is so full with new information that you just stop taking stuff in, and you're like, well, I might be taking this in, I might not. I don't know, maybe Geminis don't have that. There's always room in there for new facts. But the thing that really feels evident is you might have a breakthrough this week where something sticks and you're like, yes, okay, now I'm having a breakthrough. What this could also suggest, though, is in some way, shape or form, a community that you're a part of could go through a massive shake-up. So for those of you that are employed by somebody else, there could be some kind of issue in the workplace. It could be that a boss walks out and maybe you have to take the lead. Maybe it's a supervisor, maybe it's anybody, a person in a position of power could walk out, and you could kind of be like, okay, is anybody else going to pick up the slack here? No? Okay, then I will do it until we find somebody new. When it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, again, something that you're saying this week it's really going to send a few ripples out there. I don't actually think this is a bad thing. Sometimes when we're going through our own changes and shifts, the things that we say that are now in line with who we genuinely, truly are, will get the people that can't really go with us because they're not willing to change or to evolve, or maybe they just don't agree. Whatever, fine, it's great. Whatever it is, that's what it is, right? And it's like this week, whatever you are saying, you are going to lose some followers for it, or whatever it might be, okay? For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could also be where you are thrust into a position of having to solve a crisis situation within your family, within your community, within your peer group. In some way, shape or form, you're being called upon in a way that maybe you haven't expected. For your love and relations, you've got the Seven of Swords. It's not the easiest of cards. For those of you that are single, especially if you're meeting somebody that is a powerful person, or at least tells you that they are, be very mindful of this, right? Like, you really just, it's the Seven of Swords, you got the Tower card here, you've got the, also if you're single, you might say something to someone, like, you might not even realize who they are, and they're like, do you know who I am? And the Gemini's like, no, and guess what, I don't give a anyway, for those of you that are partnered or married or in long-term commitments, I gotta be honest, this is not the easiest of combinations, and because of what's here, I am gonna say there is a potential for you to find out a secret either about a partner, or a partner finds out a secret about you. This is something that neither one of you have known previously, so whichever way it is, and when it comes out, it is going to be very disruptive. If there is a situation where you have been stepping out on your partner, that could be revealed this week. I'm really sorry to say, but it could be. It could also be the other way round. Another way that this could show up, and this is, you're going to have to stay with me while I track this out, because this is the feeling that I have. It's like something that you know that they think that you don't know comes out, and it's like, so all this time you knew about this and you didn't say anything, and then your response is, well, you didn't tell me about the thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter with the fact that I knew but you weren't telling me. Do you see what I mean? Anyway, it's a bit of a complicated situation. I hope I'm wrong on this front, I really do, but just something to be mindful of. And for your money and materials, you've got the Two of Swords. Follow your intuition when it comes to your resources this week, because there could be potentials to make more money, but there could also be it's almost like there's something new that you want to create or that you want to do, and by doing so, it's going to cost you more than at the moment than you think. So let's say you're starting a new business, maybe you're creating a new product or a service, maybe you are starting a side hustle, whatever it is. It's going to cost you more than you realize at the moment. But if it is an intuitive instinct or leaning that you're kind of getting, follow that. Now, on a physical health and vitality level, I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but please, for the love of money, Please look after your eyes this week, all right? Really, like, be careful around, especially around things like glass. You know, if you're walking out, pay attention. And the reason I say this is because the Two of Swords on its own can represent eyes, in a health sort of energy. And then you've got this with the Tower card. And there's a part of me that wonders if this is like, you know, when a glass shatters and you get a shard in your eye. Please, like, I'm spelling you safe, I'm cancelling this out now. I really hope that's not the case, but please be like, especially if you work in a field where you have to wear goggles or stuff like that, this is not the week to forget them, okay? And then finally, when it comes to your home and environment, the Two of Swords, a lot of the conversations that happen this week in the home, around the home, with people in the home, you're steering the conversation, but it is stuff that will take some navigating for sure. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.